I decided to do a separate video on just our Lambright Lazy Lounger, just showing it off, showing you, basically all the things that we consider. So this is just a little show and tell to help you think about if you want one. So I wanted to do a video that just shows you in general what things we went through when we were thinking about getting these Lambright Lazy Lounger sofa recliner, how I did the modifications, how I mounted it, just give you a general overview and then show you how it works, so people can look at that who are interested in maybe getting the Lambright Lazy Lounger and see, does it even work for them? And then if you're interested, I'm going to have a second video after this one where you can actually see the details of the actual installation. So let's get started. So first of all, this is how it looks with the slide in. And you can see there's plenty of room here to walk. So now I'm going to put the slide out and we'll see what we got going. So one of the first things I want to show you is we ordered the Lambright Lazy Lounger with these tabletops, and they work very nice because you just leave them in and you put them at the end, and then there's one for down here, but I'm not going to put it in. But I made little holders over here so we don't have to keep them up on the sofas, connected to the arm of the sofa the entire time. And so, as I said, these just swivel and fold basically away, but you can see it's sticking out some from the end of the chair, and if the slide was in, you might actually bang it, or it might block your way when the slide is in and you're traveling and you want to walk front to back. So I thought it was better just to take these off and have a place to store them until we really want to use them. Okay, so then as far as the Lazy Lounger goes, now one of the issues that we had to deal with is we have these little, I guess Leisure thinks of these as nightstands. So that it actually sticks out, and then we have, the Murphy bed. One of the goals is to have the Murphy bed lay down inside of these arms because you don't want to have to remove the arms. But then the other thing you have to deal with is making sure not only is the arm out far enough for the bed to lay inside, but that the recliner can still recline past that nightstand. So that's one challenge. And then the second challenge is, of course, over here, doing the same thing, but being that we had to balance having this to where it can recline past the nightstand and having the arm past the nightstand, it doesn't work. You can't get a sofa that's that perfectly dimensioned. So, and this is a 62-inch from outside arm to outside arm. The next size is a 68-inch. So, that probably would have been too far. But be that as may, we picked the 62-inch because my plan on the 62 inch is to be able to move just this section as we need to when we want to put the bed down. So that, so that this works for us. But they do make a 68, a 72, and a 78. So you definitely could plan it to where, you just have this all bolted down to the, screwed down to the floor, and the bed folds down fine. I mean, but you'll have to plan it. The other thing we wanted to maintain this arm. This side arm is from our old U lounge, and we wanted to maintain it because we have little tabletops on this side that we use for CPAP machines, and then I had cup holders here, but we also like it because it's just makes a nice separation between the cab and the coach. And we put these curtains down. We don't use the cab because it gets way too hot in the summer, so we put these curtains down, and then we just like that this is kind of a separating feature. So this was another constraint that we had, that we wanted to keep for ourselves. And then as far as considering getting something larger, you do have to think about the length of the recliner. Maybe this is a better one. So if you want your recliners to fully recline, like this is a 41 inch headrest, so it's 41 inches from the top to the floor, but you can get it in a 37. So if you had a 37, I think I need to move this far. So if you had a 37, you could actually, it ends up coming to about right here. So you can see that this would fully recline in front of these armrests, or even it'd be very close to if you had these in front of this side part of the slide. So a 35 inch or 37 inch seat back might be a better choice if you want to buy the sofa and leave it all as one size, because then you could put the arms in this area and still have room to get past these end tables if you had it, or even get past, everybody has this, so you can get past that. You might have to have the front end just a little bit more forward of the slide, but that's fine. Like I put rollers on the corners because our slide is actually curved, so you could put rollers across the front if you wanted. If you wanted it to hang over the slide more, and that would support it on the floor. But there's options to do those kinds of things. So for us to put down in the bed, what we have to do is we have to lift these backs off. So they just lift off, and then we put them to the side. So we usually put one in here, and then for this one, I usually put it right here in front of the kitchen. And then, like I said, the bed is going to come down between the arm. And I designed this so I move this down so the bed now can come down. But the major design change we had to make was to this. This is actually normally about 2 feet high, and this is screwed in with a mechanism where you can fold it down, and it sits like this, and you can use it for like a little tabletop kind of thing. But because this is 24 inches, that's too high. I needed this to be, I couldn't have anything taller than 18.5 inches in order for the bed to fit down over it. So I had to take this apart and cut it down to 18.5 inches. And then that makes this free. But we didn't want to give up the opportunity to use this So then I made this little platform which fits in the cup holders, and then it fits nicely in the back. So then this is, you know, sturdy, and we can, you know, have it set up when we have the couch set up. But when we don't want to use it, we can just pick it up and lay it down in the back, or just lay it over here to the side. But bottom line, easy to get out of the way. So those are the three things you have to do. You have to lift the two backs off and lift that off. Now, if you didn't want to fool around with that armrest, you could really just leave this like this, because our little dog, you know, just sits right here in the middle. So, you know, we did have the choice of leaving it off, or, you know, me coming up with something for us to leave it up, you know, more so just for looks. Okay, so now the bed is ready for the Murphy bed to come down. So I just have to get this side slid correctly for it to come down, and then there's the bed. Now, we've never relied on the bed resting on the furniture. That's the way Leisure planned this bed, but it was an electric bed, and in the days of electric beds, all this cantilevered weight would really make the electric bed motor, you know, it fail. And then that was the reason you had to get it converted to manual. So of course, you know, we did eventually have to convert it to a manual bed. And when I did that, I decided, well, before we did that, I made these legs, and we just put these legs in place to support the wooden platform of the bed, which is very, very, very sturdy. And by having legs, you know, it makes it a much more sturdy bed. And, you know, you don't feel like you're sloping down. You don't feel like you're falling down. So, you know, I cut the legs so the bed platform would be level, and it would be very sturdy. You know, it would make sleeping, you know, much more comfortable. So now if you look under, you'll see that nothing about the bed is nothing about this bed is touching either of these, any of this sofa system. Sofa has a nice gap between the actual bed platform and the sofa. So nothing about the bed is actually resting on the sofa. These legs that I made out of, I think it's 1 inch or 1.25 inch wooden dowels, and those are just, you know, simple chair leg protector cups. You can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. But you can see there's a big space between the bed, the sofa, and the bed. So nothing about the bed platform is resting on the sofa, and that, you know, and that was by design, because, you know, I just think it makes for a sturdier bed to have its own leg supports. Okay, so then to take the bed up, then all you have to do is remove the legs, and we just store them here in our little coat closet, no problemo. And then lift the bed, release it, and lift the bed back up. Okay. And then when you want to put the sofa back together, you just slide it back together. I put an L bracket on the back as a stop, so I know how far to put that down, you know, put that across. And then basically, these are very easy to get in. You just really just roll it, and you can feel right under here. And that goes in. And then you just take this little part, put that in. And take this. Okay, so it's back together. And then, so then, you know, you can use it, do what you want. You have this nice little drawer, soft close, so you get some extra storage. And then, when you're ready to travel, you know, so this part is screwed into the floor. This part is loose. But I made a little latch down here. Okay, so then I made this little latch out of a window sash, where now the chair is latched in place. So it's ready for traveling. Okay, so now, as I said, this is locked in place. So this is now ready for traveling. And then we just bring in our slot. Oh, before I do that, I did want to measure, just to let people know. So the center to center of this arm is about 58, I'm going to say 58 inches to be on the conservative side. But if I need it to be, over to where the bed can come down, I would need to have a sofa. 62 inches would be better to give you plenty of room to bring the bed down. And then if you want to talk about the full slide, we'll talk about the full slide width from end to end on this slide. It's 81 inches. So really a 78-inch sofa would fit. And Lambright makes what's called an RV Harrison model that's 78 inches. So it would be inside of this outside edge, so that would be fine because you got 81, so 78. You got 3 inches to split, so 1.5 inches each, which would, put it basically right on the end of your slide. So that would be great. You'd have a nice large sofa recliner, filling up your whole slide. But like I said, you have to think about the headrest if you want to fully recline them, because this does stick out just a little bit more, so you might actually need this to sit a little bit off on the front, a little bit off the front of your slide in order to be able to recline. And these backs are 41 inches, so having 37-inch backs might be the way you need to go. Thought I would point out, I think this little section is actually 37 inches high. So basically your seating area, just if you want a visual comparison, this is the 37 and this is the 41. So that tells you the difference in height. And the distance, we have this sitting out from the back of our bed it's about 1 inch past the front of the slide, and the slide length is 36 inches. So this is actually sitting about 37 inches because I have the actual frame right against the slide. And then this drawer, just adds. So I have it sitting against this furthest point out, which is 36 inches from the back of the bed. So that's another dimension you might need. So this is basically 81 inches wide. The slide is 81 inches wide. At least that's the way it is in my 2014 Unity. And so I think I've given you everything that you might need to think about. And again, this is the Lambright Lazy Lounger. This is a 62-inch. And then the next model that they make that comes in longer lengths is the RV Harrison. And you can get that in a 68, a 72, or a 78. So, and then, like I said, you can get the backs in either 41 inches or 37 inches, which is about, you know, halfway right here. So, so I think I've given you all the information you might need if you're interested in this. And then, as I said, I'm going to post a video right after this video that will be the full installation details, so you can see everything that I went through or had to do to modify to get this 62-inch Lambright Lazy Lounger to work on our 2014 curved slide. And it replaced, you know, we used to have a U lounge, so this replaced, you know, that U lounge. Okay, so as I said, now we can bring the slide in. And there you have it. Plenty of room to get from the front to the back, plenty of room to walk through here. You know, it works. So this is what I came up with. Certainly you might be interested in you know, doing something unique as well. So you have all the information, and see what you want to do.